Hi there, it's Vanessa Warwick here of Property Tribes TV with another investor interview, and today I'm delighted to welcome Angela Bryant, who is a full-time property investor and also a published author. So welcome, Angela, it's great to have you here. I've really been enjoying your contributions to Property Tribes, but tell us first of all, you've been involved in property for quite a while now. How did you get involved and what have you done with property?
Well, we started investing about 15 years ago, and since then I've got more and more into it, and we've ended up having 76 properties to date.
Fantastic.
So, and I'm still buying.
Wow. And have you gone for houses or flats? What's been your type of property that you found works for you?
Initially, our first property was a flat, and then for a while we didn't really make any distinction as to a preference until more time went by, and then we realised that we preferred houses. Because we don't like the service charges and lack of control with flats. So
that sounds like you've got very much a cash flow strategy, because I've always found that houses give better cash flow.
Yeah, they do.
And have you stuck in your area, or have you sort of expanded as time has gone on?
Well, we've always been very locally based because my husband manages all the properties and he does a lot of the maintenance.
All right, so you got him well trained.
Yeah. But just in the last year or so, I've started buying non-locally, because initially I did it because I was doing sale and rent backs and I got interim regulated for that.
Right.
And I felt they made very good tenants, so I wouldn't mind having non-local ones. But then that opened up my mind to buying non-locally, and now I'm doing that without them being sale and rent backs.
And are you finding that different challenges in that, or are you just, I guess it's just important who you work with, really, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. When I started buying non-locally, I was kind of experimental with it, buying here, there and everywhere and different agents and stuff. And then I realised that, you know, it wasn't all good. And I settled on one particular person that I know to be my finder, who I trust, and in that same area is a very good letting agent that I can trust. So now I'm just sticking with that.
You've got a local team in that area.
Yeah.
Where is that area?
Manchester.
Oh, Manchester. Okay,
Yeah.
that's interesting. So being in property for 15 years, you've been through a number of cycles. So what's your take on what's happening now? Because in some ways we are in uncharted waters, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I think when the credit crunch happened, I saw it as good for me, because the prices were getting too high before that, and I was on the brink of stopping buying. But when the prices crashed down, to me it was almost like the clock's turning back, which gave me another opportunity to carry on buying at reasonable prices. And I felt, for me, it gave me the opportunity to carry on building the portfolio, you know, within the time frames that I want to do that.
And do you tend to go for private tenants, or have you got LHA or a mixture?
Most of our local tenants, which is most of our portfolio, are LHA. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So somebody starting out in property now, what one bit of advice would you give them?
I would probably say buy locally. I wouldn't encourage people to buy non-locally. I feel that I can afford to do that because the bulk of ours is local, and the much better cash flow that helps us to have can subsidise the non-local ones, where the expenses are bound to be higher because you can't keep control of it yourself.
No, I think that's...
But you know, the more you can control your own properties, the better off you'll be.
And I think when you buy locally, you can understand the property a lot better, and you do need to understand the property from every angle, and I'm sure that's a point that you raised in your book. Tell us a little bit about your book.
Well, it was published, I think, just over a year ago, and it covers all aspects of property investing, including buying below market value and structuring the deals, and, you know, dealing with clients when you are marketing for below market value properties, and then finance and leverage and property management and really every aspect. I tried to write the book in such a way that it combined general knowledge of property investing with our own personal story kind of combined in there, and how my husband in particular manages the properties on a day-to-day basis.
Oh, fantastic. And it's called Property Investing Success?
The Complete Guide to Property Investing Success. Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay.
I've got bits in there called Dave's Diary, which is my husband's name. And some people have said to me that that's the best bit.
Dave's Diary, I like that. Well, it's so important that our partners support us in what we're doing. I'm so lucky that my husband Nick is so supportive of me, and we do actually operate in a similar way to you, actually, because I'm more in the acquisition side of things and Nick's more interested in the management side of things. So it's interesting. So we say big up for husbands that support us. All right, so that's Angela Bryant. Thank you very much, Angela. And what I would like to say is we can't cover everything in this interview, so if you've got any questions for Angela about her strategy, her property journey, please drop them on the thread below this video, and I'm sure Angela would be happy to answer them. And we'll also look forward to seeing you at the Property Investor Show as well, because you're speaking on the panel.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
Thanks.
fantastic. Lovely to see you again, Angela. Thank you very much. This has been Property Tribes TV interview with professional landlord Angela Bryant. Hope you've enjoyed watching.